Lakers Nation, what is going on? So in today's video we do got some huge NBA news involving the Los Angeles Lakers because the purple and gold are still not done building this roster around Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves, and now another defensive-minded player has entered the conversation. The Lakers have been searching everywhere for more perimeter defense, and according to NBA insider Marc, the Lakers have officially registered interest in free agent wing Matisse Thybulle. And this is a very interesting name because the Lakers are not just looking for another player to fill a roster spot, they are looking for players who can make life harder for some of the best scorers in the NBA. With Luka Doncic leading this team, the Lakers need players who can defend at a high level without needing the ball in their hands, and Matisse Thybulle is exactly the type of player who fits that description. The Lakers already added Ziaire Williams this offseason while also continuing their pursuit of Jonathan Kuminga, but now they have expanded their search and Thybulle has become another possible option for this roster. So could Matisse Thybulle actually become the next defensive weapon playing alongside Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves? Let's talk about it. According to Marc from the Stein line, the Lakers have again broadened their search for perimeter defense, with league sources saying Los Angeles registered interest this week in free agent Matisse Thybulle. The report shows that the Lakers are keeping their options open because they understand one thing: they need more defensive help on the wing. The Lakers have already added Ziaire Williams, but they are still trying to improve the roster, and they have not stopped looking at other possibilities including Jonathan Kuminga. Matisse Thybulle is a player who has built his entire NBA reputation around defense. The 29-year-old wing was selected with the 20th overall pick in the 2019 NBA draft by the Philadelphia 76ers after playing college basketball at Washington, where he became one of the best defensive players in the country. Early in his NBA career, Thybulle quickly became known as one of the most disruptive defenders in the league. He earned NBA All-Defensive Second-Team honors in 2021 and 2022 with Philadelphia because of his ability to create steals, block shots, and completely change the energy of a game. Throughout his career, Thybulle has averaged 1.6 steals in 20.6 minutes per game. And over the last 2 seasons with the Portland Trail Blazers, he has averaged 2.1 steals per game in only 17.6 minutes per game. That shows just how much impact he can make even without playing heavy minutes. But the biggest question surrounding Matisse Thybulle has always been his offense. Because while he is one of the best defenders in basketball, he has never been known as a high-level scorer. Throughout his career, Thybulle has averaged 5.0 points per game, 2.0 rebounds per game, and 1.1 assists per game, while shooting 43.8% from the field, 34.9% from three-point range, and 68.3% from the free throw line. The Lakers would not be bringing him in because they expect him to become a star scorer. They would be bringing him in because of his defense, his athletic ability, and his ability to guard multiple positions. And that is something the Lakers desperately need around Luka Doncic. Because when you have a superstar like Luka who can carry the offense, you need players around him who can make an impact on the other side of the basketball court. And Matisse Thybulle could potentially be that type of player. Last season with the Portland Trail Blazers, Matisse Thybulle was able to show why teams around the NBA still value what he brings on the court. During the 2025-26 season, Thybulle played 30 games and averaged 5.8 points, 2.0 rebounds, and 0.9 assists, while shooting 43.3% from the field and 39.8% from three-point range. That three-point shooting improvement is something that makes this situation very interesting for the Lakers. Because earlier in his career, Thybulle struggled to become a reliable shooter, and that made it difficult for teams to keep him on the floor in big moments. But over the last few seasons he has quietly improved his shooting, and that could completely change his value around the league. During his career, Thybulle has always been respected because of his defense, but now if he can consistently knock down open shots, he becomes a much more dangerous player. And that is exactly what the Lakers are looking for. They need players who can defend elite perimeter scorers but also provide enough spacing around Luka Doncic. Because when Luka has the ball in his hands, the defense is going to collapse, and the Lakers need players who can punish teams for leaving them open. Matisse Thybulle could potentially give them that balance. A player who can defend at an elite level while also becoming a reliable option from three-point range. Another reason why this move makes sense is because the Lakers have been trying to improve their perimeter defense all offseason. After acquiring Walker Kessler to fix their biggest need at center, the Lakers front office has continued searching for more athletic defenders on the wing. Rob Pelinka entered the offseason knowing that the Lakers needed to become a tougher defensive team. And adding players like Zaire Williams and potentially Matisse Thybulle shows that the Lakers are focused on improving their defense around Luka Doncic and Reaves. According to reports, Portland had a much better defense when Thybulle was on the court compared to when he was off the floor. The Trail Blazers posted a 99.8 defensive rating with Thybulle playing compared to a 114.8 defensive rating when he was not on the court. To put that into perspective, the Oklahoma City Thunder led the NBA during the regular season with a 106.5 defensive rating. So the impact Thybulle can have defensively is something that cannot be ignored. However, there are still some concerns when it comes to adding him. The biggest concern is health. Because over the last 2 seasons Thybulle has missed a lot of time because of injuries. He has dealt with ankle, knee and thumb injuries and has only appeared in 45 total games over the past 2 seasons. During the 2024-25 season he only played 15 games because of right knee tendinopathy. So the Lakers would have to feel confident that Thybulle can stay healthy moving forward. Because when he is healthy he can still be one of the best defensive wings in the NBA. But availability is always important, especially for a team trying to compete for a championship. Another important part of this story is the difference between Matisse Thybulle and Jonathan Kuminga. Because right now the Lakers are still pursuing Kuminga as well. Jonathan Kuminga would obviously bring more offensive upside because of his age, athleticism and scoring ability. But adding Kuminga would be much more complicated. The Lakers would need a sign and trade with the Atlanta Hawks because they no longer have the cap space to simply sign him. Reports have said the Lakers remain interested in Kuminga, but negotiations have become more difficult because of contract demands. And that is where Thybulle becomes a much easier option. Unlike Kuminga, Matisse Thybulle is an unrestricted free agent. The Lakers could potentially sign him to a veteran minimum contract if they open up a roster spot. The Lakers currently have 15 players on guaranteed contracts, which means they would need to make a move either through a trade or by waiving a player to create room. But compared to the complicated path of getting Kuminga, Thybulle would be a much simpler addition. And that could be a major reason why the Lakers are keeping him in their plans. Because the Lakers are not relying on just one target. They are exploring multiple ways to improve this roster. And Matisse Thybulle gives them a player who already knows his role. He does not need 20 shots a night. He does not need the offense built around him. He just needs to defend, hit open shots and bring energy every single night. And those are the exact types of players championship teams need. One of the most interesting parts about the Lakers showing interest in Matisse Thybulle is the comparison to Jared Vanderbilt. Because for years the Lakers have been hoping Jared Vanderbilt could become the perfect 3&D wing for this team. When the Lakers traded for Vanderbilt, they believed they were getting a defensive specialist who could guard some of the best players in the NBA while also developing into a reliable shooter. The idea was simple. Vanderbilt would be able to defend at an elite level and hit enough outside shots to stay on the floor during important games. But unfortunately that offensive improvement never fully happened. And now the Lakers could be looking at a player who can potentially give them what they originally hoped Vanderbilt would become. Matisse Thybulle has dealt with some of the same criticism throughout his career because he was an amazing defender who struggled offensively. But over the last few seasons Thybulle has quietly developed into a much better three-point shooter. And that makes him a very interesting fit next to Luka Doncic. Because Luka needs players around him who can defend without needing the ball and knock down open shots when defenses collapse. Thybulle may not be a player who scores 20 points every night. But he can impact the game in ways that do not always show up on the scoreboard. He can guard multiple positions. He can create turnovers. He can make passing lanes uncomfortable. He can block shots. And he can change the energy of a game with his defense. During the 2025-26 season, Thybulle ranked among some of the best defenders in the NBA in several categories. According to Basketball Index, Thybulle ranked in the 99th percentile in passing lane defense, the 87th percentile in off-ball chaser defense, the 84th percentile in ball screen navigation, and the 69th percentile in perimeter isolation defense. Those numbers show that Thybulle is not just a defender who can guard one specific type of player. He can make an impact in different situations. He can fight through screens. He can defend without the basketball. And he can make life difficult for opposing guards and wings. In the modern NBA, where teams are filled with elite perimeter scorers, having someone like Thybulle can become extremely valuable. Especially for a Lakers team that has Luka Doncic leading the offense. Because when you have Luka carrying the scoring load, you do not necessarily need every player around him to be a star scorer. You need players who understand their role and execute it at a high level. And that is exactly what Matisse Thybulle brings. Another interesting thing about Thybulle is his shooting improvement. During his time with the Philadelphia 76ers, there were questions about whether he could ever become a consistent shooter. As a rookie, he shot 35.7% from three. Then over the next few seasons that number dropped as teams started leaving him open. But after joining the Portland Trail Blazers, he started making real progress. Over 3.5 seasons with Portland, Thybulle shot 37.4% from three on 3.5 attempts per game while playing 21.9 minutes per game. In recent seasons, those numbers became even better. He shot 43.8% from three during the 2024-25 season, and 39.8% from three during the 2025-26 season. If he can continue shooting like that, he becomes exactly the type of player teams want around their stars. Because now defenders cannot completely ignore him on offense. They have to respect his shot. And that creates more space for Luka Doncic to operate. So when you look at the bigger picture, Matisse Thybulle is not being linked to the Lakers because he is going to become their second or third star. That is not his role. His role would be to bring defense, toughness, athleticism and versatility to a team that is trying to compete at the highest level. The Lakers have already built their foundation around Luka Doncic, Austin Reaves and Walker Kessler. Now the next step is surrounding those players with the right pieces. And Thybulle could be one of those pieces. The Lakers are clearly keeping multiple options open. They are still interested in Jonathan Kuminga because of his upside. But they also understand they need realistic options that can improve the roster right now. And Matisse Thybulle could provide exactly that. A veteran defensive wing who knows his role and can immediately help a championship contender. Whether the Lakers end up signing Thybulle or not, this report shows something important. The Lakers understand their biggest weakness and they are actively trying to fix it. They are looking for more perimeter defense. They are looking for more athletic players. And they are looking for players who can help Luka Doncic and Austin Reaves on both ends of the floor. Matisse Thybulle might not be the biggest name available. But sometimes championship teams are built by adding players who specialize at doing one thing extremely well. And Thybulle is one of the best defensive wings in basketball. So Lakers fans, let me know what you think. Would you want the Lakers to sign Matisse Thybulle on a veteran minimum deal? Or would you rather see them continue pushing for Jonathan Kuminga? Let me know your thoughts down below. Make sure you hit that like button because it helps the channel reach more Lakers fans. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe because we are going to continue covering all the latest Lakers news, rumors, trades and free agency updates all off season long. Thank you guys for watching and I will see you guys in the next one.